Hey, welcome back to RV Kitchen with Evada Cooper. I'm Dave Dufour here at RVKN TV. We're talking about some of the travels that Evada has been on, promoting her book recently, and one of the places where you kind of combined promotion also with a little bit more RV history was in your hometown of Rockdale, Texas, right?
That's correct. We
So,
had such a good time. I was invited to come home and have a book signing at Antique Queens, which is a wonderful antique shop located on the main drag of Rockdale.
mhm.
Rockdale's only about 5,500 people, so it's a nice sized little town.
Okay, and then while you were there, you were also assisted, supported, and interacted with a very special group of ladies. Tell me about that, and we've got some video.
Yes. Sisters on the Fly is a wonderful ladies organization that was started back in the early 2000s. We have the story on video, so I don't want to give it all away
Okay.
beforehand. But there was a group of ladies that came over and wanted to support the first book signing in the Rockdale area,
Mm-hmm.
and they brought their vintage RVs and went ahead and cooked some of the recipes out of the book and had them there in their trailers as people went milling around and gave out samples. So it was a wonderful way to show off their vintage RVs and with the cookbook. And of course, we had a lot of people coming in and out of the antique shop all day. So it was a wonderful event.
That's great. Well, I think what we need to do is go to the video here. We've got a couple of segments here. We'll show the first one with Barbara, who was a member of the group, and they're in her vintage RV.
All right. Well, we're here in Rockdale, Texas, my hometown. We're having a book signing today here at Antique Queens. But I have the privilege to be in the presence of Sisters on the Fly. That's an RVing group where they have a lot of vintage RVs, but others also, newer ones. But with me is Barbara. And Barbara, how are you? Tell me about your rig.
Oh, well, I'm having a great day. I have a 2009 Tab. It's a small new trailer. Just sleeps one or two people, and I tow it behind a six-cylinder vehicle, and I've gone all over the United States just having a fun time.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me about Sisters on the Fly.
Well, it was an organization started by two biological sisters. They were fly fishing with one of their sons as a guide, and they were having so much fun that they said we should invite our friends. And so they started the organization, sort of built around fly fishing, but they had vintage trailers, and what has become a group of, I think, around 10 women has now grown to, I think, over 1,800 women. In fact, one of the women here today is sister number 1854.
Oh.
So it's been going on for about 11 years, and all over the United States, and we just have a really great time.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. How long have you been a member?
I've been a member for 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of places do you go?
Well, the Texas Sisters do a lot of shopping. So we plan a lot of our trips around flea markets or stores that have like a lot of towns with a lot of antique stores or trade days. Some of them fish, but mainly we like to get together and enjoy each other's company and do a little shopping too.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of
Well,
group.
come and join us. We just have room
Just
for
about
more
do that.
people. You'll never be turned away. It's a very warm and inviting group of women.
That
So
sounds wonderful.
you have to be 18 years old, I think, or maybe 21. And there's no men. Sorry, no men involved. Most trips they don't allow dogs. And we just go have a good time. The rule is that you just have to be nice, and that's pretty much it. So we have a good time. You don't even have to have an RV. You can just come, and some women will stay in cabins at the RV parks, or they'll stay in motels nearby.
I didn't know that. But
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a great group to belong to. So we have a good time.
Okay. And where are you from, Barbara?
I'm from Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's
Just
great.
came over for the day to enjoy the antique store and to be a part of the book signing and to show our.
Well, she's in a. Was that a vintage trailer that she was in, or was that a new one? I thought it was vintage, but I'm not sure if maybe that was just a new one based on the old design. That was a Tab trailer she mentioned.
That is a Tab, yes.
Yeah.
No, as I recall, that was a 2008 Tab.
Okay.
However, what she did tell me that you didn't have to have a vintage trailer in order to be there. It didn't really matter as far as the age of it.
Right.
But the majority of the girls, they get together, they do have vintage trailers.
Those.
But no, hers was really decked out in antiques and so forth. But as far as the trailer itself, it was a newer one.
Okay, well, we got another little segment here because, of course, since this is RV Kitchen, you went immediately to talking about food, which she had something out there, some kind of a special dessert. So we got to talking about that. So let's see that.
That is so sweet. Okay, Barbara, I've noticed that you have got something special here on the table. Tell me what you have.
Well, today for our open house, we used some recipes from your cookbook, and I made the lemon cheese pound cake. And it was really simple, just a few main ingredients that you just mix together, used a basic cake mix. So it was very simple. It would be a great thing when you're on the road because you just need to go to the local Walmart and get those few basic ingredients, and you've got a great great cake. And lots of the women have really liked it. You can tell there's not much left, but it's very moist, very good. So those recipes in the book are really simple. We've been real pleased with them.
Good. Well, the one thing that's great about the book, all the recipes in there were submitted by other RVers, people who are full-timers or just enthusiasts. And the great thing about it, they're easy to do and quick to make and fun to enjoy.
To bring along things with me that remind me of people I love. So that's kind of what my little trailer is it's like my dollhouse that I get to take with me everywhere I go.
Growing up as a little girl, all the things you loved.
Exactly. My doll's in there and her little clothes, and I've got my little cap gun, so I can, so I have my little gun I get to play with, and it's fun. One of the sayings for Sisters on the Fly is that they make little girls out of women. And so we all do kind of go back to our childhood again, which is fun.
Okay, I'm signing off. This is with Barbara and her trailer, Belle.
Well, that was great. I was looking at the trailer again too. Is that it is the vintage style, but it's not. Even though it's not old, it's got that kind of classic look to it, doesn't it?
It does, and
Yeah.
I love the way that right inside the door she had hung a curtain of lace, and inside she had all this wonderful leather, burn tool leather,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of fun old games and things. It was really cute on the inside.
Well, that's great.
Barbara was a delightful lady to talk to and to interview, and I had fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Right. Yeah. So that's yeah. Well, I love some of those old trailers. They really are. Some of them are actually even sort of collectible now. And the next person that you talk to, this is Nina, who really is in a vintage RV, and we'll get a look at that and get a little bit more of her perspective about Sisters on the Fly.
This is so cute. So you have actually named your trailer the Jewel.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me the story behind it.
Well, it's a 1956 Jewel, so I've named her Jessie Jewel, and just in honor of her name.
I look in here and I see some pretty awesome stuff. Now, how much of this is original?
Everything is original except we put in a dorm refrigerator because I needed something that would stay cool consistently. The original was gas, and we tried it out and it wouldn't stay on. And that was important to have it function because I use my trailer often. So put in the the dorm fridge. And it's great.
It is absolutely beautiful. And I see all the antiques, all the things from when you and I were growing up.
That's right. From 56. Well, you're not from 56.
I'm
but-
from 60.
Okay.
Okay, so not too far behind you.
That's right.
Okay, well, first of all, I need to introduce you. This is Nina.
Hi.
Nina is a Central Texas lady, and she's one of the Sisters on the Fly. Can you tell us how long you've been a Sisters on the Fly?
I joined about 2004, I think it was, after seeing, it may have been 2003, I can't recall, but I saw an article in Country Living magazine for Sisters on the Fly, and I told my husband right then, I will be doing that. And so then started looking for trailers, finally found one in Abilene. So took a road trip to Abilene and got my first trailer. I've had 6 now. I've sold 3. and I'm down to 3.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you've made a lot of friends.
Yes.
Sisters on the Fly is a pretty large group.
It's a huge group now. There are almost 2,000 sisters. I think we have 1,800. I met 1,850 today here, number 1,850. So I have met some of my best friends through Sisters on the Fly.
Now, how often do you get together with the gals and y'all go do fun things together?
I would say probably once every 2 months. It just depends on what's going on, what time of year it is. Yeah.
Do you do a lot of out-of-state traveling?
I have, not recently, not since last summer, but I have, yeah.
Well, that's great. I think I want to be a Sisters on the Fly.
You need to do that. Come on.
Okay, so I've noticed that not everybody has a vintage trailer. Is that correct?
That's right. You don't have to have a vintage trailer or a trailer at all to be a Sister on the Fly. Bring your camper on your tent. On the back of your pickup. Bring your tent, whatever. Sleep with somebody else in somebody else's trailer. We will share. Just come and join the fun.
I appreciate you, Nina, and pulling this together today here at Rockdale. This is my hometown. I've come back for a book signing, and you have graciously brought some trailers over, your friends, to be a part of this at Antique Queens, and I want to tell you how much I appreciate your support and your efforts. What kind of dish are you serving today at your trailer?
Well, I did not make a dish, but I brought the cups and all that stuff. But the other girls made the dishes, so I brought the utensils and everything.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. You're welcome. And you will see that we are standing in front of a absolutely beautiful, beautiful vintage Jessie Jewel in 1956. Well, Nina, this is wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a real treat. Thank you.
It's not like your oven at home, these old ones. I turn it on and I put the thermometer in there, and then when it gets to about 200, I stick in my cinnamon rolls, and then you just have to kind of keep watching them, but it works just fine. And I make coffee every morning. That's kind of my thing. Everybody comes over to mine for coffee.
Oh,
I love that oven. That's probably maybe has a little more weight to it than some of them that are in the RVs today.
I would think so. That thing was pretty solid.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But she had to make a few allowances for it, but said it worked great. We've got the website for Sisters on the Fly if you are interested, and that is at, I believe, sistersonthefly.com. And so I guess, this has become a national organization, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Beginning with just the 2 sisters back, I think she said like 2003 or 2 or somewhere in that area, has grown to nearly 2,000. So what a wonderful thing. And being that they're able to travel statewide with their state groups, then they go on national traveling with the national group, which is great. So anyway, it sounds like a wonderful group and lots of fun, and I wouldn't mind getting in it myself.
There you go. Well, we're glad that we could learn a little bit about that and see what they're doing, and it's nice that you're able to get around so much now. Even without an RV right now, you're traveling around and meeting a whole lot of interesting people. So we are going to take a break here, and when we come back, is your refrigerator running too hot? Is it running too cold? Is it driving you crazy? Well, Evada's got some tips for you when we come back on RV Kitchen.
Today's show is brought to you by Angie's List, where you'll find thousands of unbiased reports and reviews about service companies in your area. Whether you're looking for a roofer, plumber, house cleaner, dentist, or even a doctor, Angie's List members share their experiences with each other so that you can choose the service company that's right for your job. Companies can't pay to be on Angie's List, and the reviews come from people just like you who have had experience with the companies mentioned. To find out more, go to rvnn.tv and click on the Angie's List ad.